What would you do if you were given the tools and the guide to live the life that you want to live, in whichever way you deemed that life to be? What if we were provided a shortcut, a manual, so to say? Would you follow it? Okay, in this book that I'm bringing to the channel, Julia Seton offers us such a manual. The title of this book is called The Shortcut. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. I am Daisy, your hostess, and to our Fortune community, welcome back. If you'd like to get into the book already, please go to the description and jump on that. I'm just going to stay here for those that do not know Julia Seton, and as the introduction video would like to give you a little bit background. This book on this channel will be in chapters and available in the book playlist, so you can grab all the chapters there. Dr. Julia Seton was born in 1862 in Decatur, Illinois. She trained to be a medical doctor in Boston and returned to Colorado to practice medicine. She was an important figure in the development of the New Thought movement from the esoteric metaphysical point of view, and was familiar with the philosophy and secret doctrines of Egypt, India, and Greece. Not only was she an author, she also lectured around the world, as well as being founder of the Church and School of the New Civilization. She was said to have an influence over Fenwick and Ernest Holmes, who was founder of the religious science movement. This particular book focuses on accessing divine wisdom through the process of fasting, mental, physical, and emotional fasting, and methods for the right way to fast. As you can see, this topic is going to use fasting as a means, and what I would say, I am not a doctor, but Julia Seton was a doctor. But if there's any technique here that you would like to apply, I would definitely say consult with your doctor before trying any of the techniques offered here. I personally have fasted. I did a 5-day water fast, and I could just tell you it was not only emotionally healing, it was mind-blowing. The level of sensitivity that I was able to obtain during that water fast was just incredible. I was very sensitive, very keen. It was as if all my senses, not only the senses that we are aware of, but those other esoteric senses were just heightened. I do have a blog that I wrote about on this. In the description of this video, I have a link to my blog where I talked about that experience. I will say one thing again. If you plan on fasting, please consult your doctor. All right, get comfortable as we move on to this new book in the channel. The Shortcut, Regeneration Through Fasting. Poem by Alfred Noyes, The Double Fortress. Time, would thou hurt us? Never shall we grow old. Break us thou wilt these bodies of blind clay. Thou canst not touch us here in our stronghold, where two made one laugh all thy powers away. Thou ramparts crumble and rusty gates grow thin, and our brave fortress dwine to a hollow shell. Thou shalt hear heavenly laughter far within, where, young as love, two hidden lovers dwell. We shall go clambering up our twisted stairs to watch the moon through rifts in our gray towers. Thou shalt hear whispers, kisses, and sweet prayers creeping through all our creviced walls like flowers. Was wreck us, time? When thy dull leaguer brings to last wall down, look heavenward, we have wings. Introduction. What is the shortcut? The shortcut is the immediate possession of your heart's desire. Not next year, not next month, nor tomorrow, but now. The promissory side of the new psychology is so great that it comes with an almost staggering suddenness to the old mind imbued with the old thought ideas. There is nothing we cannot have, says the new seer. If you want anything, why don't you have it? This is the only really potent question of the day. The new psychologist goes deeply to the root of human desire and sees that all humanity wants the same things, only in varying degrees, and knows that all human endeavor is directed toward the attainment of the heart's desire. No matter how frail the method, no matter how fraught with superstition, tradition, or weakness, through everything there runs the slender thread of human desire, calling insatiably for its own. The new seer says, you want health, wealth, love, and usefulness. So do I. So does the whole world. Well, you can have them. If it is health you are calling for, bring it to yourself and cease to drag around a body that shrieks with pain. Is it wealth you want? Then get it, and stop your soul-sickened cry for liberty from your limitations. Is it love you seek? Then call it to you, to have and hold till the want grows cold, or links your soul with your other soul to the edge of the grave and on beyond into the dream to come. Are you tired of idleness? Then get busy. Why should your soul stand dumb and useless amid the great world throng? What do you want to do? Go do it. There is no one who says no to you but yourself. The great universal supply of all these things stands waiting to be acted upon. You are the actor. No one will give to you but yourself. No one can take away from you but yourself. The universal supply is willing. What is the matter with you? The new psychology explains all of the laws of attainment. It explains them in a way that can be understood and practiced. But after the last word has been said and the last lesson absorbed, there comes from the questioning students this never-failing question and these statements. Is there no shortcut? I believe if I follow the new laws laid down, this higher revelation of our day and hour, I shall eventually send myself into possession of all that makes the whole and complete. But these methods take time. This kingdom of conquest is not born overnight. I do not want to wait. If these things are law, and all things are accomplished through the law of the thing itself, is there no way by which we can transcend the slower action and become one with the finer actions of the same law, as the motor car transcends the ox cart in the law of transportation? I cannot wait. There is nothing I will not do to get wealth at once. There is no personal test I will not stand to free myself from the galling chains of poverty. I will lay down some part of my own life for the love that loves me. I will spare no effort of personal giving to be able to be of great use to my day and age. Tell me, is there no shortcut? In answer to the thousands who ask these questions, this book is written. Yes, there is a shortcut to regeneration of our whole being. It is a short, steep climb out onto the mountaintops where life's finer forces do the super work. And the method is simple. Just fast and breathe. Control eating, exercise, think, feel, and act in unison with the higher law, and regeneration will be yours. Straight is the gate and narrow is the way, and few there be who walk therein. Many are called, but few are chosen. But to the one who falters not, the promises are all fulfilled at once, because he sets the law of the promises in action by his own extended consciousness. Julia Seton MD. Chapter 1. Why we fast. We fast primarily because we have found out that through fasting we can outstrip the laws of evolution and find the human pathway of transmutation. Evolution is the long way. Transmutation is the shortcut to higher human attainment. There are 4 distinct human reasons why we fast. We fast for purification. First of all, if there were no other reasons, it would be sufficient cause to entice us to this method of unfoldment. It is an unwritten law that nature must unload the old as it passes on its processes. There is no place in any of nature's schemes where the old is retained longer than necessary to make a fitting protection for the new. The physical body must unload its waste products, or the bloated, discolored flesh is its reward. There is no mistaking the signals nature sets on the face of the ordinary individual. It speaks its message in tones too plain to be overlooked. One has only to look at the great crowd of disease-laden folk. Just go to the rest homes, or the hospitals, or homes, all over our own land and abroad. Stalk the crowd who tell in every line of their faces how far they have violated this first holy law. Every bit of food taken into the body must be thrown out again. It is the divine law of the physical cell. Nature does not use any of the crude food consumed by individuals for anything except fuel. It is used to set in operation the activity of the cells of the body, and these secrete their own substance. Much too fine a product to be taken from any of the badly cooked, mixed, and maldigested foodstuffs. This is the latest discovery in nutrition. We must know, once and for all, that the cells of the body are the divine producers, and all food taken into the body must be thrown out as soon as it has served the purpose of stimulating the cell into generation, secretion, and excretion of the finer food substance within it. The coarser substance of the food is thrown out from the gastrointestinal tract, the finer through the kidneys, others through the perspiratory tract, and the still finer particles through the breath in respiration. But no matter through which channel it is done, there are millions of cells of intelligence in the body working ceaselessly, night and day, in the gigantic plan of excretion and elimination, absorption and nutrition. As long as the normal unloading process is maintained, the physical body retains its normal health. Break this balance and disease begins to be appeared in the flesh. When the elimination is not equal to the incoming substance, it has to be taken care of in the flesh body of the individual, and it is stored up as fat or deposits. Then the individual becomes the unsanitary receptacle of his own waste products. This substance is often dissolved into fine solutions and finds its way into the circulation, poisoning the blood, overweighting it, and congesting it in many different parts of the body. Every pain that racks the flesh is the voice of nature saying, unload, purify, purify, purify. With purification comes peace. There's only one real cause of disease in the world, and that is congestion. There is only one cure, and that is circulation. Circulation cannot be normal when the blood current of the body is a heavy stream loaded down with the waste products of the naturally changing flesh. Purification is, too, a matter of the mind. After we have paid attention to the purification of the body, we have yet the mind and the emotions to unload, and beyond these, the higher part of the mind which, like a dusty mirror, shuts us out from the full light of the higher registration of the celestial light. The second reason for fasting is discipline. No one can ever hope to outstrip the evolutionary laws of life while he sets for himself only the tasks of the ordinary human. Only to the breathless runner up life's hill who, spent and dust covered, beats his breast against the tape of wisdom will higher truth reveal or mystery explain. The price of the better part is understanding, and understanding of life's finer forces can only come when one holds his whole being subject to the discipline of higher laws. There are those who long to possess the very last gifts that life can hand them, yet want to gain them without self-conquest or comradeship with the things which are a part of the larger gain. They want fame, power, strength, wealth, love. Great recognition without the needed spiritual exertion to win it. There are many who never set any kind of test for themselves. They are weaklings in body, mind, and soul. When asked to give up anything, from a donut to $1, they whine and sulk and are perpetually sorry for themselves. What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Was the question of the old seer. The new seer says, what shall a man give in exchange for his soul's desire? The answer is everything that will fulfill the law of that desire. And there are 7 planes of consciousness on which he has to make the exchange and fulfill the law. Throughout all time, the shortcut for exchange has been fasting and celibacy. Whenever the ordinary race man wanted anything more than his own human indulgences and was willing to put up the proofs by fulfilling the higher law of discipline, he made himself through self-control a magnet attracting to him from out of the infinite supply the things he desired. When a man can look at a tempting dinner and not eat, when no one says no to him but himself, or when he can face the mad urge of a strong, radiant passion and curb it, not because he must, but because he will, knowing that he wants something 1,000 times more than he wants his own natural satisfaction, then he is on the shortcut to higher possessions, and neither deep nor high can keep his own away from him. High stakes are hard to win, and the shortcut is not the pathway of the weakling or the coward, but it belongs to the strong heart and resolute mind. The third reason for fasting is attainment. There are those who never get what they want, never get it when they want it, nor how they want it. Never keep it if they get it, and often when they have gotten it and grown tired of it, they cannot cast it aside and go on into union with their next desires. So we fast for attainment on all planes of being, and for attainment which will fulfill and accomplish our selfhood. We have learned that we may have what we want, when we want it, and how and where, and that when we have lived up our desires, we must unload them and eliminate just as we did on the physical plane. Mental, emotional, or spiritual stagnation is just as dangerous as plethora in the flesh. We fast to displace the old things and attain the new quickly and harmoniously. There is no use dragging on year after year with hope dead in our breasts. Life is joy through love and service. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, joy, and sound mind. People put up with things and places and other people that, in the true scheme of life, should have been unloaded long ago. All thought teachings, traditions, lack of discipline, and a consciousness born from these teachings bind and enslave the mind of the evolving crowd. But the transmutation man on the shortcut knows that as he climbs, he must displace the old things of one level by incoming things of the next. And as he fasts and mentally unloads, he stands out, stripped to the spiritual skin, ready to call around himself all the things of his newfound kingdom. These things are fashioned through the fresh desires of his own mind. Physical, mental, and emotional baggage must be laid down and new, fresh, unpolluted desires made ready for fulfillment. When one has decided what he wishes to unload, planned carefully what he desires to attain, fasted and breathed for it, it can no more escape him than the budding flowers can escape the warm penetrating rays of the sun which, by natural law, drive them on into a wild burst of bloom. The fourth reason for fasting is manifestation. There are so many who live, move, and have being in a world of realization and never get farther than that in their unfoldment. It is not enough to possess anything in thought that does not fulfill. We want to kiss the lips of our desires. There are many who feel rich in their being, yet are ever counting pennies. Many who feel strong as a giant inside, yet falter when needed to lift a pound. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. There are many who have a constant wellspring of love and usefulness in consciousness, but who never find an outlet to their deep wells. They ask, why is it that I seem always just about to accomplish, and yet all that makes life really worthwhile passes me by? The new seer says, when you have had enough, you can quit. Have you waited long enough? Then stop. Who makes you wait? Yourself. When we are ready to step out from the law of relay into the larger one of manifested conditions, we can turn on the stronger light of higher wisdom and Burbank ourselves out of the old law and, through fasting, produce a new realization in a new form. We can unknow a thing ourselves with the power we realize into being. The thing we seek is seeking us. There is nothing the matter with the law. There's only something the matter with our manipulation of it. God has provided some better things for us that, without us, cannot be made perfect. When once we have taken our desires firmly into our minds and come to the moment where we will not wait another hour, then fasted, our realization must pass by natural cosmic law into manifestation. Thought, feeling, form, these are the trinity of creation, and the thought must become a thing, just in that moment that we make it to do so. Purification, discipline, attainment, manifestation, illumination, these are the cornerstone of the supraman. His old heaven and his old earth have passed away, for he is one with the new laws which make for perfection through transmutation here and now. Standing then firmly on this foundation, he passes step by step, building the superstructure of the new self. He wants perfection more than he wants self-indulgence. He takes body, mind, emotion, intuition, and accomplishes the perfect fulfillment of them all. His own master consciousness becomes the architect of his new being. The plan is himself, in himself and outside of himself, and he proceeds through higher self-discipline to manifest the grand man. This concludes the introduction and chapter 1. Head on over to the next video where I will meet you there with chapter 2 and 3, how to fast, and more.